At 99 years old, he still dances. Not as a memory, not in archival footage, but here, alive, moving with a grace earned through decades of practice and survival. In a world that has forgotten most who shaped him, that moved past the genre he perfected and quietly wrote him off more than once, he remains. He enters a room and warms it simply by being present. Yet the man behind the smile, the one that comforted millions, carries a life far more complex than anyone could imagine. His joy has always been a performance, sometimes a shield. Childhood shadows. Born in December 1925 in a small Missouri town, he grew up with distance more than warmth. His father, a charming but restless traveling salesman, was rarely home. His mother, quiet and resilient, held the household together but offered little emotional guidance. He and his younger brother navigated a home that was functional but emotionally sparse, where praise was rare and affection was fleeting. Yet, within that quiet distance, he discovered an early refuge: performance. Making people laugh was how he claimed existence, how he proved he was seen, even when home offered little acknowledgement. The seed of comedy. Even as a boy, he studied the greats, Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy, absorbing not only their humor, but their precision, timing, and physicality. Comedy, he realized, was architecture. One misstep, and the entire structure collapsed. At 11, he already approached it with the rigor of a craftsman, though the world had not yet made room for him. The stage became his sanctuary, a place where the invisible child could be recognized. Every stumble, every mimicry, every laugh was a declaration. I exist. And that early insight, forged in silence, would guide a life of relentless pursuit. A war of laughter. At 18, he was drafted into the United States Army Air Forces during the Second World War. Hoping to be a pilot, he was grounded for being underweight. Assigned instead as a radio operator and entertainer for troops, he discovered the power of laughter under pressure. The battlefield of the mind, he realized, was as critical as the battlefield outside. His performances, though far from heroic in the traditional sense, saved moments of levity for those facing fear and uncertainty. He returned home in 1946, with no connections, no money, and no formal training, but with an unshakable conviction that the stage was his home. Early struggles. The late 1940s and early 1950s offered a harsh apprenticeship. He tried radio announcing in Atlanta and failed. He formed a comedy duo, performing in small clubs and air bases, often to indifferent audiences. Jobs were sparse, pay was meager, and rejection was routine. Cities blurred together. New Orleans, Los Angeles, back again. Opportunity always felt just out of reach, like chasing a rumor. And yet, he persisted. Each no refined his craft. Each failure reinforced his stubborn certainty. It wasn't applause he sought. It was recognition, proof of existence. His dedication was rare, surpassing talent or training, setting him apart from others who merely performed. The art of persistence. Persistence became his signature. He gave himself entirely to the audience without calculation or reservation. From dimly lit clubs to the bright lights of Broadway, and eventually to millions of television viewers, he honed his craft with unwavering focus. Behind the charm and physical comedy was a disciplined mind, one that understood the painstaking work needed to evoke joy. Every joke, gesture, and pause was intentional. Success did not come quickly, but by committing daily to his craft, he built a career that others only dreamed of. Joy, he learned, was not a gift. It was labor, private battles. Even as he rose to fame, his life was marked by struggle. Addiction loomed, threatening to undo years of effort. A marriage of 36 years collapsed under the weight of personal and professional pressures. The man audiences adored was performing, sometimes to conceal pain rather than express happiness. Public joy and private suffering became intertwined. Yet through it all, he maintained a rare quality: the ability to rebuild. At 86, he finally found something that had eluded him his entire life. The resilience cultivated on stages and in small towns became the foundation for a second life, one rooted in personal fulfillment. The rewards of dedication. His career was not only measured in awards or acclaim, but in the lives he touched. From television screens to movie theaters, from live performances to private interactions, his joy was infectious. Yet, It was never simply a reward for talent or hard work. It was a practice, a daily choice. Every performance, even the imperfect or exhausting ones, reaffirmed his place in the world. It was through this relentless commitment to bringing warmth to others that he created a legacy far greater than the sum of his roles. Each laugh, each smile, was a testament to the life he refused to surrender. Reinvention at every stage. Life's setbacks did not define him, they refined him. From the relentless grind of early rejection to the highs of fame and the lows of personal struggle, he continually rebuilt. He learned that joy was not a static achievement, but a practice that required effort, patience, and courage. Each reinvention demanded honesty, acknowledging failure, confronting addiction, and learning from the quiet distance of his childhood. The same craft that entertained millions became a lifeline, guiding him back to himself. By practicing joy, he discovered resilience and the capacity to find connection where it had once been absent. The power of presence. Now, at 99, he dances beside the ocean, fully present in a world that has changed around him. The stage of youth and the screens of adulthood have faded, but the essence remains: movement, warmth, and an unyielding commitment to being seen. Every room he enters benefits from his presence, as if the simple act of showing up is an art form. Behind the decades of laughter, behind the quiet battles, lies a man who has learned that life itself can be an ongoing performance. A performance not of perfection, but of persistence, courage, and love. Conclusion: a life well practiced. His life teaches that joy is not a reward. It is a choice, a daily commitment, and a practice of generosity. Success, fame, and talent are secondary to the discipline of showing up, of striving to make the world a little warmer. At 99, he embodies the culmination of this philosophy: decades of laughter, endurance through personal trials, and the courage to rebuild. His story reminds us that a life well lived is not one without struggle, but one in which we persist, adapt, and continue to dance, even when the world has moved on.